Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Lojak. He's Mike Brander. We are the odds couple. It's week 4 in college football, and today is Thursday the 22nd. We're talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We're going to analyze Stanford and UCLA. Now, Mike Brander, you've already analyzed this. You've already given an official pick on it. You took Stanford on the opening line at -3, and our show hasn't moved either way, which is fine. Sure. UCLA 0-3 against spread, but all three were close, and Stanford looking very good, very impressive. Of the run-heavy offense is effective. They're getting their wins and they're getting covers. UCLA has played some tough games though already. I could see a modest scoring game here, although last year it was very high scoring. McCaffrey had a huge day. Their defensive tackle for UCLA, Eddie Vanderhoes, though, was out last year, and this year he'll be in. Yeah. So UCLA had a great defensive day against BYU, and especially against the run. So that's at least a plus on paper for UCLA. I'm not sure how. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. You're still liking Stanford though here. Stanford has won 8 in a row against UCLA and usually dominates them.
Yeah, they do. And you said something, Pete. UCLA, all right, 0-3 against the spread, and then you said, but they were close. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love Stanford, because there's that close but so far. And that's what UCLA is because of the coach. Nothing personal. Jim Mora Jr. is a good coach. He's not a great coach, okay? He's already proven it. He's got the talent. Josh Rosen is not feeding and not grabbing the confidence from his head coach, and that's dangerous. Stanford, this team's picking up some steam, buddy. They really are. And McCaffrey, he's getting help in other areas. It's loosening him up, and they're not having to beat his body down so much. But they're going to win this game in the trenches. They're going to win it in the trenches. Okay. And yes, I'm confident.
Tell you one thing about Jim Mora, though. UCLA over the past 2 years is 8-2 straight up against ranked teams.
And no doubt. That's huge. Yeah. You just stopped me in my tracks. That's hard to do. Damn.
You were about to
8-2 against good teams?
Against ranked teams.
Okay, guess what?
That's straight up.
It is. That's straight up. Okay, not against the spread.
Yeah, but they might have been a
But that's still good, though.
Anyway, okay, all right. No.
But you know what? We're going to go to the main man. I love the way Big Joe breaks them down because he's going to help, and I got a feeling Joe is on my side.
Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Mike Brenner likes Stanford -3. I'm leaning to the under. What do you like here?
Well, it's interesting. One of the most interesting debates I've had over the years with some of the sharpest minds is how should you weigh series trends, especially when it comes to college sports where, look, Stanford has won 8 straight in the series, but a lot of these guys were in 8th grade, 7th grade, 6th grade when that started. But still, I have found out, based on my experience, that these series trends are important because that uniform comes with a certain amount of swagger. Both of these teams know that Stanford has dominated the series, and more recently, where a lot of these guys have been playing 37 to 18 is how they've outscored them over the last 3 games. Not only is UCLA 8-2 to ranked foes going back even further, 13-7 under Jim Mora Jr. against ranked opponents. But, again, my initial reaction was I was going to go with Stanford. But look, I'm a big fan of Josh Rosen. Admittedly, I think he's a little bit more of a pro prospect than he is a great college football prospect, but he's got that quick release. He should be able to do very well against those high-quality defenses like Stanford. Possible look-ahead situation. Stanford with 2 of their toughest games back-to-back. They're playing Washington next week. I just think this game has very close game written all over it, and a lot of the public doesn't realize how big it is to be a 3-point dog, especially at home. I think this is actually one of those games where Stanford could win the game outright, but even despite the low spread, not covered. So I'm going to take the points in UCLA.
Wow. All right, Joe Duffy. Wow. But that sounded like a very lukewarm lean to UCLA. He's like, he's like, I still think Stanford's going to win, but maybe not cover a 3-point spread.
I know, but hey, Joe's been doing this a minute, so guess what? I'm grabbing that vibe.
Well, I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to give an official pick here, guys.
Hit it.
I'm going to give under 46.5. I think that UCLA's defense is going to step up like they did against BYU. I think Stanford's going to run the ball a lot and play tough defense as well. What do you think about the under, Joe Duffy, and why didn't you make that your pick, 46.5?
Yeah.
Now, if anything, I might lean a little bit towards the overlook. UCLA has struggled to slow down Christian McCaffrey, but they do have the firepower with, like I said, one of the better quarterbacks. So as far as the under, I'm going to have a little bit of a tough time agreeing with that. I do think this has the potential to be a shootout for sure.
Well, yeah, last year was very high scoring, but again, Vanderhoost was out.
Yeah, there's another thing also. There's not a huge home crowd advantage because Stanford's not going too far. And what I've noticed when they play there, they almost handle it like it's a home game. All right, David Shaw is going to have this team ready because he sees, beyond this game. And I don't think he's overlooking. All right, but that's a great point that Joe did bring up. But I think Stanford, all right, is so well coached. I think they're going to step up, and I think they're going to be up to the challenge. And Josh Rosen might make a couple mental mistakes this week. I got a feeling something. I don't know. I just feel it.
I hear you. All right. Well, Joe Duffy, a lukewarm lean to UCLA +3. Mike Brenner.
You're brutal.
Mike Brenner took Stanford. No, lukewarm lean. He just wasn't very.
I know. I just love your honesty.
I mean, there's some. Right, Joe Duffy. This is not one of your strongest plays of the week, right?
No, it is not a premium play. It would be accurate to say it's a lukewarm lean, but I would also add that the best handicappers aren't the ones that can pick blowouts. They're the ones that find those games where the line is only off by a point or two.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it is a lukewarm lean.
All right, Joe Duffy, lukewarm lean to UCLA +3. I'm going to hold off on official play on the under for now, although that's a pretty strong lean, and I might make it official tomorrow when we do our week review. And
wait a minute, didn't you just say it was going to be official earlier?
No. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on it. I'm going to hold off.
No problem.
Yeah, I'm going to hold off on it. I'm going to wait and do a little bit more research and look into that because Josh Rosen and McCaffrey did have a huge day against UCLA last year. And
he did. I love it.
After the BYU game, the defense might be a little bit more down.
I don't think there's anybody more honest in this business than you. No, I'm not kidding you. I'm not bullshitting. All right.
Okay, so that's how it is. And Mike Brenner, of course, likes Stanford officially at -3. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much, as always.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much more.